What is up, what is up, what is up, everybody? It is Phil Nagy on Sports, joining you for some Week 7 Buckeye Sim action here at Nagy on Sports. Only place you're going to find simulated sporting events with live original commentary. Excited to bring this one to you. The Battle of the Illini, the wooden turtle that the Ohio State Buckeyes and Illinois Fighting Illini play for. The Illini. It's a real thing. You don't need to look it up. Trust me. Buckeyes just their second road game of the year. You can see in our sim, even though we've matched reality, they obviously didn't know how badly Illinois got drubbed by Indiana a couple weeks ago. So they are still the another 11th team in the country. I don't think they're quite that high in real life. They're 5-1. We are 5-0. Let's kick this thing off. Hey, Jim, welcome in and howdy to you as well, as we're going to take this thing for the Illini at the 17. There's Brett Bielema over there. Last time they played, it's been a minute, by the way. It's been like, 7 or 8 years, I think, since the Buckeyes and Illini have played. Let's kick this one off. Appreciate you joining me here on the channel tonight. Quarterback Luke Altmaier. He'll keep it to the right side. He'll get it past Curry, and then quickly pursuing is Davison Igbinosun. And Altmaier is cut down right there. Luke Altmaier, senior quarterback, 6'2", 215. Remember, he transferred from Ole Miss several years ago now. Altmaier back to pass because he's got that star emblem under him. Good player. Fired over the middle, wide open, caught, first down. Past the 35-yard line, and that's going to be Colin Dixon, sophomore from Talmadge, Ohio. Hey, Sasha, welcome in. Hello to you as well. Altmaier dump it quickly to the left side of the tailback, Khalil Valentine. And Valentine over on that side. Not going to be able to get past the line of scrimmage. He'll actually lose 2 on the play. They'll give it Figgin again, now over the middle. That was Caden Fegan, and incomplete. Fegan, the other tailback, you'll see a lot. Caden Fegan, more the power back, 6'3", 255. Dude is a big guy on the play. Here's a 3rd and 12. Altmaier, there's going to be a holding call late. He's going to throw it up deep and complete. Let's see if it is in fact holding on the play. And they will decline it, of course. Decline the hold, take the 4th down. And the Buckeyes will force them to punt the football away. Here comes Ennis from his own 12-yard line up the middle, past the 20, nearing the 25, and that's where the Buckeyes will take over the 23-yard line. Julian Sayin has been sensational this year. I believe the game has him undervalued, and because the game has really cracked down on your ability to edit guys because of their realness and their NIL stuff, you can't edit him. He should probably be higher than an 85 overall rating. Certainly with how some of the other players have done. They're going to try to run a screen on the first play, and it's a blitz up the middle. And Illinois gets home. That's the defensive lineman, Tobia Durajayi. It's a transfer from Florida State. Durajayi got in there in a big way. There he is. Durajayi. If I can look up the name before they say it on the screen, then I win. That's how I test myself. Keith, welcome in. Good evening to you as well, my friend. Hope you are doing well here. So a 2nd and 20. They'll go 5 wide right away. A little bit of stadium pulse. Again, it's a true road environment. 11 o'clock local time kick. They'll do a little pop pass to Ennis, and he doesn't go wide. He tries to go up the middle, and he'll actually lose further yardage. Gabe Jacos, the best player on the defense, number 17. He is a pass rushing defensive end. Linebacker, kind of hybrid 3-4 outside kind of a guy. 3rd and 22, and Max Clare has gone in motion way out of bounds. So we've got glitching early on, and now he'll chuck it to Max Clare, who maybe they thought would come back into the field unattended. However, that does not work, and Xavier Scott, the senior defensive back, knocks it away. So pretty ugly drive for the Buckeyes. They'll actually net negative 12 yards and have to punt it away from their own end zone. So here come the Illini with really good field position. Home field for them. 5-1. They're number 11 team in the country. Again, this is based on our rankings. We force win all of the Power 4 outcomes, but we do not obviously force win every other outcome. And I can't go in and say, hey, Indiana beat Illinois this week. I can't say, oh, by the way, it was 63-12 or whatever that was. They drubbed them. So they get credit for just the single loss to Indiana, who's a top 10 team, and thrown away by Altmaier sets up a 2nd and 10. All right. Trip to Akron in the offing for you here this evening, perhaps. 2nd and 10 with 11 to go. Turn around, give it to Fegan. No, he'll fake it, and somebody's going to get called for holding. I think Kenyatta Jackson got tackled. We should have Kenyatta Jackson back this week. And we are going to get a holding call on the offensive line, and that's Melvin Priestley, transfer from Grambling State, of course, who the Buckeyes saw earlier this season, and they'll go back 10, take him back to the midfield stripe, where senior quarterback Luke Altmaier stands in a pistol. With the big power back, Caden Fegan behind him. Turn around, give it to Fegan. Fegan left side with the hole. He'll get past Matthews. He'll get past Igbenosin, and then Caleb Downs makes a tackle, but a big 13-yard gain for Caden Fegan. Again, guys, this guy is 6'3", 255. That is like stout middle linebacker size. But he is one of the two running back options for the Illini. Now Altmaier. And I think they're going to get called for a hold again. He's going to leave the pocket. Nope, he'll flow back to the left. Dangerous throw, but it's caught. Coming back to the football by Dixon. We'll see if it's going to be standing or not. And the cameraman certainly thinks that it's holding again on the offensive line, and it is. 3 holding calls already. This one's going to be Josh Getsy, the left guard. And the Buckeyes will clearly take that one. 3rd and 17 here coming up. Back to pass, Altmaier. Fired to the right side, a little dig route. The Buckeyes will get him short. It's going to be a 4th and 8 right here in no man's land. They're going to opt for the long field goal attempt. And here comes David Alano, the kicker from Naperville, Illinois. Big 55-yarder from Alano. He's got enough leg, and he's got it. 3-0 here. Illinois takes the initial lead of the football game here. The ROTC kids are going to come out and do their push-ups. 3-0 Illini. Let's see if the Buckeyes can gain some positive yards. Hey, Bang with Smoke, good to have you in. Good evening to you as well. 3 nights a week to Akron, 3 mornings a week to Hudson. Like clockwork, huh? Is it Norfolk or Southern? I can't remember, Keith. Have you told me what rail line you worked for officially? You don't want to divulge that on the sim. I totally understand. Bo Jackson to the left side. He'll stiff arm his way past 1, and he'll get a couple of yards. Give him 6 to the left side as he threw a stiff arm into Ben Clausen's grill for 6. Bo Jackson starting to become leaned on as the number 1 running back here for the Buckeyes. Saying got good time. He'll go to Smith for a first down. He'll get the first down right at the 26-yard line. Long dig route. Hey, Alex, welcome in. I will get to your question that you had asked about addressing C.J. Donaldson up the middle, about addressing the Joe Flacco trade and my thoughts on it. Of course, that's the big news of the Nagy on Sports Sim Day, was the trade yesterday of Joe Flacco. Or was that just today? I can't even remember what day of the week it is. It might have been yesterday. The days are all running together. I feel like it was yesterday at this point. But Joe Flacco officially to the Bengals for a 5th-round pick, which, frankly, I'm surprised they got that much out of him, to be honest. 1st and 10 for Sam. We will get into that one later in the sim as a quick throw to Carnell Tate. How about Carnell Tate's day in real life against Minnesota this weekend? He was sensational. To pass, fired over the middle, 1st down, caught again. Carnell Tate, his 2nd catch. He was a monster against Minnesota. Oh, okay. I thought you did stuff on the railroads, Keith. Was that your previous job that you were maybe retired from, and now this is a 2nd job? I don't know why I had that in my head that you worked for railroads, but anyway, thank you for what you're doing. That's important. Important transporting of things. Left side throw. Smith, they won't catch him. Touchdown. And here on the channel, we call that 10-4 for 6. As Jeremiah Smith takes one to the house there on the left side. And let's watch this one again. Sayin got good protection, threw a dart. And again, Jeremiah Smith in the open field, nearly uncatchable. And that's exactly what happened that time. Xavier Scott, as talented he is, could not catch up. And he got him. They've got a lot of defensive backs with the last name Scott. Sheesh. They got Miles Scott, Xavier Scott, and Zanai Scott. I wonder if they're all related. I guess I can check. Where are they from? Yep, Riviera Beach, Florida. I wonder if they must be brothers. No, since they went to different high schools, though. Who knows? Anyway. Oh, years ago, back when I started the channel. That makes me feel old. Thank you, Keith. You thought it was an ESPN mock trade when you read it, Alex. Crazy. Good tackle by Sonny Styles. Gain of 4 from Altmaier to his wide receiver on the right side. Senior quarterback Altmaier, option keeper. Sonny Styles with pursuit, and he'll only gain a yard. Man, Styles is quick. Okay, well, as long as I'm not misremembering that. I thought you were still involved in the railroad. Right side throw, good catch in space, and a tackle immediately by Egbenosen, but Altmaier delivers a strike up there to Colin Dixon, and a first down for the Illini. Back to pass now, Altmaier. Quick little throw to the left side to his tight end. We're going to get another holding call. They are just passing it on down the line. That tight end right there is Tanner Arkin. He is their senior tight end from Fort Collins and a transfer from Colorado State. I appreciate that. That's why you are you, my friend. Did I say Elite Dragon, Jim? Did I actually say that over the middle? A big gainer. Watch out, he might go. Look at Sonny Styles chase down a wide receiver. And it's going to be another holding call. Oh, boy, that's Hank Beatty, the senior receiver, and he got a huge gain, and they're coming back again as they cannot stop holding the Buckeye defensive line right now. 3:38 and counting. Altmaier on a 1st and 30. Back to pass. Buckeyes blitz. Dump it off to the right side. It'll be a TFL. 2nd and 34 as Peyton Pierce has chased into the game. He's the 3rd linebacker. Thank you, Jim. Zanai and Xavier Scott are brothers. I appreciate that intel out of you. Broken tackle from Fegan, and again, nice run. He picks up 11, and it's still 3rd and 23 here for the Illini. Back to pass now, he'll roll. Holding again, are you kidding me? Incomplete, and we're going to get holding again on the tight end this time. And Illinois cannot get out of their way. That's Arkin, the tight end, and the Buckeyes will decline this one. 4th and 23. Just looks like a Browns game. Well, they got KT Leviston out there playing tackle tonight for the Illini. What do you mean? I'm not doing any of this, Mason. You feel like I'm doing this on purpose. And welcome into you, by the way, across the middle. I don't turn on the holding penalty super high just for one team. It's a global slider, man. 7-3 after the 2-yard game. It's 2nd and 8. Saying again, short dump over the middle to Ennis. I feel personally attacked by you, Reeser. 7-3. Buckeyes lead here. Appreciate everybody joining me. Phil Nagy on Sports. Quick throw right side. Caught for a first down. Tate again. Found him in space at the 42-yard line, and the Buckeyes are on the Illini side of the field again. Clock trickling down towards the end of quarter number 1. Back to pass up the middle, and he'll be sacked. They were setting up another screen pass, and a big sack up the middle, and that's Durajayi again. That's his 2nd of the game. A transfer from Florida State. And he gets up the middle for his 2nd sack of the game, as the Buckeyes have now failed twice on that attempted screen pass. Tomiwa Durajayi. And he's just right up the middle, and Saying has got to see that. Looked like they were trying to set up a wide receiver screen to Jeremiah Smith that time. And let's see if the Buckeyes want to run another play. They don't have to, but they might. All right. Good luck to you wherever you are and however you're playing. Ennis across the middle, and he'll lose yardage. End of the quarter number 1. 7-3 Buckeyes. Battle of the Illabuck. 2nd real road game for the Buckeyes. It'll be a noon kickoff. 11 o'clock local time. Even time of possession almost to the 2nd here. 7:34 to 7:26. Buckeyes have the football, but it's 3rd and very long. Saying's got good protection now. They might get a holding call. See, Mason, what goes around comes around, goes around. All right. You're up in meat chicken, huh? Hope the cards are being dealt nicely to you. So another holding call. This time it goes against the Buckeyes, and they will punt this one away. Veneri, that's a terrible punt. Out of bounds 36. That's a net of 21 yards. Gross, gross, gross. All I want is for the Buckeyes to get a punter who can boom it again, man. Give me Cam Johnston back. I keep going to get these Aussies, but man, the Aussie product ain't what it once was. Battling in Battle Creek. There you go, Battle Creek, Michigan. Up the middle, blitz coming. Altmaier gets away. He's got a first down. To the 50, to the 45, to the 40. Where are the Buckeyes? There are the Buckeyes. What a big run from Altmaier, and they have a huge gain and a first down at the 24 of Ohio State. Where were the defense? Oh my, what a big run for Luke Altmaier. He has some wiggle to him. 6'5", 215 again from Starkville, Mississippi. Started his career at Ole Miss. Transferred up here. Now he'll throw for 7 to the left side. Fegan, the tailback, on the catch. Yeah, it sure didn't look like they had anybody on the field. Here's Fegan breaking tackles, and then finally Arvell Reese. Man, how good is Arvell Reese? I'm seeing top 15 pick overall for Arvell Reese right now in many of these mocks. He is flying up draft boards. Talk about waiting your turn and making the most of it. He's been incredible. To the right side, caught by Arkin, the first down. I thought Caleb Downs was going to pick that ball off. I'm not going to lie, but it's a first down. They're inside the 15 now. The Buckeyes, in real life, they have yet to give up a touchdown when in the red zone. Let's see if they hold up here. Ooh, left side throw. Late tackle for Lorenzo Styles Jr. Gain of 8 to the 5-yard line. 2nd and 2, Illini. 2 tight ends to the right side of that line. Here's Fegan, the power back up the middle. Touchdown, Illini. So, again, the game doesn't know how good the Buckeye defense really is in the red zone, and I have no ability to edit or change anything about them. So Illinois scores inside the red zone, but that all goes back to that huge Luke Altmaier scramble. He had that massive scramble to get them down to the 24. And a couple plays later, the big old running back, Caden Fegan, shoves it into the end zone. Trap game for the Buckeyes, you say. 7 plays, 65 yards. Here come the ROTC kids back out onto the field. 11:34. Phil Nagy on Sports is the channel. Again, appreciate all of my subscribers. You guys are the very best. We do really appreciate it. Again, we continue to grow. We've picked up about 20 in the last last month or so, which is incredible. I really, really appreciate that. You guys are the best. Also, make sure you hit that thumbs up button as it continues to help grow our college football audience. Here's C.J. Donaldson. He'll try the middle. He'll get 2. They need to go to some coach mode here if the Buckeyes can't calm down with some of these weird runs. Well, Mason, because here's Donaldson up the middle for a big gainer. Gets thrown across the 40 to the 41, perhaps, because they lost to Indiana like 63-17 a couple weeks ago. So as much as Ryan Day has tried to say we've thrown that tape out, we're not going to let them think about it, it's got to be in their back of their mind that they just absolutely got curb stomped by the Hoosiers a couple of weeks ago. But yes, your point is not wrong. They are ranked. They're not quite ranked 11th in real life, but they are ranked 3rd in inches here. This is prime go for it if they don't get it territory. Looks like the line of scrimmage is on the first down marker, so good job by the chain gang here. Motion coming. Pop pass to Ennis. Can he get the corner? He cannot. I'm going to make him go for it here. This is a definite go for it situation in real Ryan Day life. Offside throw, caught by James Peoples into the game. First down run and an easy catch there. And my job here is done. That's an obvious go-for-it situation in a Ryan Day / Brian Hartline offense. I mean, I would love for them to draft some Buckeyes, but I think the only guy... Here's Carnell Tate to the right side. Speaking of Buckeyes, I'd love to have Carnell Tate. Really, the only Buckeye player that I would want is Caleb Downs, and they would have to take him with one of their first-round picks. He next to Delpit would be nasty. And Hickman's been fine, but maybe make Hickman more of a big nickel. Sand across the middle, caught by Jeremiah. Julian to Jeremiah. Otherwise, Carnell Tate. They need offensive line badly. I don't know if any of these Buckeye offensive linemen are worth drafting. Not even sure which one of them are seniors, right off the top of my head. Bo Jackson up the middle for no gain. Yeah, no, Manning is definitely not coming. He's been awful this year. Texas was like very mediocre at best. I don't know what's going on with them. Sand fire left side, caught, touchdown, wide open. We call it 10-4 for 6. And I salute you, Jeremiah. Let's get you as many touchdowns as we can. Start beating that Heisman drum for Jeremiah Smith. just wide open. Great protection that time by the offensive line. Sayan gets all the way through his progression. He's like, I cannot believe how open that kid is. Puts it right in the breadbasket. Touchdown, Jeremiah. His second of this first half. The Buckeyes retake the lead. We absolutely need offensive pieces. I mean, I would love Jeremiah Smith too, but you're going to have to, I mean, that's a whole draft from now. That's the 27 draft when he's going to come out and be a top 3 pick, the first non-quarterback pick, potentially in that draft. So are you willing to be real bad again next year just for Jeremiah Smith? I agree, Mason. He looks incredible, and you got to wait another year for him, too. You could have Julian Sayin, Jeremiah Smith, Arch Manning, potentially after another year, broken tackles, first down. You're going to have Ryan Williams from Alabama will be in that draft. So you're going to have some real high-end talent in that 27th draft. But I think if they don't absolutely love any of the quarterbacks in 26, and right now I don't love any of them. Do you love any of these guys? Lenoris Sellers, maybe even Arch Manning, Fernando Mendoza, the transfer kid in from Indiana, is playing well. Dante Moore, Drew Aller, Carson Beck, Cade Klubnik from Clemson. Like, none of these dudes are playing good football right now, so I don't love any of those options feeding up the middle. So I would go 2 offensive linemen or offensive lineman receiver, but you've got to do something. They are brutally back. Or trade back, as Mason said. You find a team that does want one of those quarterbacks, and you get another couple of first-rounders, because this rebuild's going to take more than just 1 year, as we know. And give Sugar next year. Okay, that's your plan, huh? Again, I think we're going to see Sugar this year, unless Gabriel just absolutely balls out, which I suppose is a good problem to have, because then we know the kid can ball out. Another slanted left side, Colin Dixon. So, all right, buddy. Drive safe, Keith. Take care. No, there are a bunch of guys pre-draft, but as soon as the season started, they all played poorly and have significant holes. Garrett Nussmeier, the kid from LSU, is another one who's kind of everybody's high on, and I just don't see it. Play action. I think Julian Sayin is the best quarterback in the NCAA. He's a redshirt freshman / true sophomore. So like I said, you're getting him for at least another year after this one. Out of a pistol, stretch it to the right side. Fegan, he'll be tackled on the backfield. Well, still falls forward for a yard. Big third down here. Is Illinois driving again? Little screen pass to the right side. Valentine, first down 10 to the 5. Hit right there by Egbanosin. First and goal, Illinois. They're driving again nicely. Yeah, it's just whether or not that they're going to get... Here comes Valentine back across the middle, and he'll lose yardage. Nice play by Caleb Downs. It's just how patient is Haslam going to be with Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski? Do they feel like they have to force it to try to get the quarterback right away? I think that was definitely part of the move back this year. We don't love Travis Hunter enough that we don't want to also get a first rounder. Now, obviously, they had hoped the Jaguars would be terrible, and right now the Jaguars are playing well because, of course, they are. But it's still going to be a top 30 player that you're adding to your roster and a team that needs pieces. And boy, oh boy, do we need pieces on offense. Our offense is brutally awful. I've been enjoying Zach Jackson's podcast because he's just brutally honest and blunt about the Browns. I think it's hilarious. Screen pass right side. He's going to walk into the end zone, except a good tackle by Jermaine Matthews at the goal line, and the Buckeyes will call timeout. They're going to force a field goal from the 1. Wow. Anyway, I've been enjoying Zach Jackson's podcast, and he mentioned today on his podcast about Flacco's trade that Jerry Jeudy is currently 75th out of 75 receivers on PFF. He is literally the worst receiver in the league. And he's like, he swears in his podcast, but he's like, you have effing $41 million of guaranteed money invested in him to be the worst player. Like, catch a freaking pass when it matters, please. When defending Joe Flacco, like, it's not been all Joe. Like, the offensive line was bad. Dudes were dropping passes all over the place because he was on the pod with the Bengals guy, and they were talking about the trade. So, anyway, who knows? Who knows who that next guy is? Sayin, deep shot, left side, single coverage, Jeremiah down to the 20! What a play! He threw it over the top. He throws such a beautiful deep ball. And Jeremiah Smith has a massive gain and then decides to take a knee and pray about it, perhaps. 120 and counting now. You have always said that, Mason. And he would be a pretty good, too, if they could get themselves a 1, if that's next year's draft. Doesn't feel like there's any Amari Cooper-style trades out there. There were some rumors that maybe they would, early on, that somebody said they would try to go for like CeeDee Lamb or something, but Cowboys then paid him a bunch. So I don't know who that is. Terry McLaurin re-signed his deal. We had rumored that option. So I don't know if there's a guy where you could do an Amari Cooper-style deal too and get a number 1. I think you're just going to have to draft one, and that's, unfortunately, for as much as I like Andrew Berry, we're going to get a touchdown here, the third one of the half, but Philip Daniel is going to be guilty, right tackle, of holding. It's going to come back. Daniel's going to back them up to the 17. For as many things as I like about Andrew Berry, he has a blind spot for receivers. He has not been able to draft competent receivers at this point. When everybody else can find Puka Nacua in the 4th round, we're Anthony Schwartz, and we're, unfortunately at this point, Cedric Tillman showing injury proneness, and he was injured in college too. And Isaiah Bond is just super duper young and very brand new to the program, so we're willing to reserve judgment even though we didn't draft him. But David Bell seems like a miss. Michael Woods seems like a miss. So Schwartz was, of course, a miss. So that seems to be, for whatever reason, the one position that he does not particularly seem to evaluate well. Well, maybe, Jim. I think you could probably say that. And again, he was supplemental draft too because of his drug problems. And even while he was leading the league, he had significant drug problems, and it was not just the wacky tobacco. So, but yeah, you're right. We probably haven't had like a true number 1 receiver since then. Like I said, Cooper definitely flashed that one year for part of the year. He had, I think, a record-breaking season for him, or at least for a Browns receiver. But that was like the tail end of his brilliance. Trading for Elijah Moore, like that didn't work out. They've tried it a lot of different ways, except taking somebody in the 1st round. Left side throw, he got behind everybody. Dixon, 10-5, down at the 1, but a tackle by Caleb Downs. Altmaier to Beatty, not Dixon. Hank Beatty all the way down, and he mocks Jeremiah by doing the same post-catch celebration. And with 32 seconds, Illinois is on the doorstep. Hi, Carcass. How are you? Yeah, but he's not, Alex, like number 1. Well, and OBJ wasn't this regime, so I don't want to pin that on Andrew Berry as I'm talking about his inability to find wide receiver talent. Because that was the Dorse. Turn around, give it to Fegan up the middle, stuffed to the line by Kenyatta Jackson. 18 seconds. They've got no timeouts left, so this is important that they get in the end zone or have to stop the clock. They're not going to be able to trot the field goal unit out there. Float it right side. Caught for a touchdown. He bodied out the receiver. Bodied up the DB. That's the receiver. And that's actually the tight end, Stoffel. And Davin Stoffel, a transfer from South Dakota State. They just threw the jump ball for the 6'6" tight end. And he beat Igbinosun to the football. And with mere seconds left, Illinois is going to go to half with a lead here. Wild, wild, wild. I agree. No, Alex, I like Andrew Berry a lot. I think he's a very good GM. I really do. But it's okay to have weaknesses. He just needs to delegate those out. And right now, his evaluation and drafting of wide receivers has been suspect. And frankly, maybe offensive line too. Zinter isn't exactly lighting it like you'd hoped that Zinter would have made Wyatt Teller tradable by now, but he's not ready to start yet. Whippler has shown signs, but then got hurt. But you're going to see Whippler and Zinter probably be starters next year, and then you'll know whether or not either of those guys can play. Again, DeJuan Jones is kind of a flyer because of the stuff, the quote-unquote off-the-field stuff with is his heart in the game. Had some flashes of brilliance, but I'm not sure that they're necessarily, quote, able to draft that position just yet. We'll find out. Again, he's been so good at other positions. He drafts DBs well. He drafts linebackers well. He drafts D-line well. He drafts running backs well. He drafts tight ends well. Like, he's really done a nice job at most of the other positions. And obviously the verdict is still out since he really hasn't drafted a quarterback highly yet. Dillon Gabriel being the highest one, of course, that they have drafted. So anyway, we're talking a lot of Browns. This is the Buckeyes, and they are down as we start half number 2. Their defense giving up some yards and some points to the Illini. We appreciate everybody being on. Phil Nagy. Nagy on Sports is the channel. Buckeyes with the football now from their own 14-yard line. Turn around, give it to Bo Jackson. He'll try the left, and he'll pick up about 3, maybe 4 yards for Bo Jackson. Excited about this kid. True freshman. Again, his real name is Lamar Bo Jackson. Would you rather be Lamar Jackson or Bo Jackson? I guess if you're a running back, Bo Jackson is the right play. Back to pass, Sayin, empty set, fired right side, caught by Tate, but it's short of the line, 3rd and 2. Big 3rd down here for the Illini. Sayin in a shotgun. Bo Jackson on his left hip. And he'll give it to Bo. Up the middle, 1st down for Jackson, 30. Spinning now, nearing the 35. Good gainer for Bo Jackson, and they get a little bit of breathing room up to the 33-yard line. Yeah, I'll be Lamar Jackson and Bo Jackson. Just depends if you want me to run you over or spin around you. Little column A, little column L. 2nd and 11. Donaldson. Buckeyes pounding it on the ground on this drive so far, and it's been productive. Give him 9, and it sets up a 3rd and 2 for the Buckeyes. This feels like go for it territory if they don't get it. In the pistol for Sayin. Turn around. Play action boot right side, and he's going to be caught, but he's short of the line to Mylan Graham. Cool play, but they're not going to get there yet. They were going to go for it again. I don't think so. We flipped sides of the field, too. My bad. I don't know why it does that. Back to pass. Fired. He's going to go deep, and I think he's going to get it. Oh, boy. Caught. Oh, he dropped it. What was that? And a holding call. So it wouldn't have mattered anyway. With turnover on downs. Why does Jeremiah drop that? That is very un-Jeremiah-like, and the Buckeyes are going to turn it over on downs here. So we need to get a stop here on defense. They decided to go deep. The drag route was wide open. I don't know why. That's why I called that play, to throw a nice, easy drag route. Here's Fegan up the middle. Caleb Downs makes a sure tackle. Caden Curry over there as well. 2nd and 8. Illini with a 3-point lead. This has been by far the most competitive of the Buckeye Sims so far. Keeping in mind that we will match reality, so if something crazy were to happen as a set, the triple threat, and they all wiggle their feet. Bo Atkinson, C.J. Hicks, who we just found word might actually redshirt, so I probably should take C.J. Hicks out of the 2 deep, because I think they're going to redshirt him and bring him back next year with the pass rushing depth that they have shown so far. There's Bo Atkinson, part of that pass rushing depth. 3rd and 15. 10:50 to go. Second half just starting. Altmaier, good protection. Now he'll fire left side. In phase and incomplete. Great coverage for Jermaine Matthews, and they'll have to punt it away. It could have been, Alex. Could have been. All right, quickly my feedback on the Joe Flacco trade. It is weird to trade in division when you feel like you're helping, but I really think that they were like, hey, you're going to give us a 5th-round pick for a guy who was going to be our backup. They know what he can do. He's going to get murdered behind the Bengal offensive line. So unless he just immediately snaps it and chucks it deep in the direction of Jamar Chase or T. Higgins, they obviously have way better receivers than we have had. But it's funny because we don't play them again until week 18. I doubt he'll even be standing. He's going to take so much punishment. But I suppose Burrow could be back, and they just want him to keep the ship afloat long enough for Burrow to get back in, December maybe. So, interesting trade for sure. I wish Joe the best. Again, we'll always have the end of 2023. He'll be a legend forever, but clearly we all saw that he does not have it anymore. And again, not all his fault by any means, but certainly a lot of it his fault. Across the middle on a 1st down for Brandon Innes, the captain. But it is weird, speaking of captains, to trade a captain and your former starting quarterback to a division rival, which is a very interesting situation. And one that's never happened. I don't think the Browns and the Bengals have ever had a trade. Remember, they almost traded for A.J. McCarron a couple of years ago, and then the quote-unquote paperwork didn't go through, and or somebody unplugged the fax machine, which is what the rumor mill had always said, is that somebody sabotaged the trade because it was a terrible one. He could. He might retire mid-game. Here's Bo Jackson. Big gainer to the left, and another flag late. And another holding call on Iewu. Why are we getting so many holding calls in this game? It would be fun, Jim. He is exceptional. Just the next in line. And gosh, how about that Commanders-Chargers game where it was Emeka Egbuka and Jackson Smith and Jigba just duking it out? Like, man, what a business card for the Ohio State program. Another nice run, but we got a second and very long here. Buckeyes getting a little bit complacent, perhaps. And off again. C.J. Donaldson, big run up the middle. 3rd and 21 coming up. Can they get this thing turned around? They're trailing by 3 points. 7 minutes to go, third quarter. Sand back to pass. Just a 3-man rush. He's got good time. Now he'll fire it right side, float it, and it's picked off. Tried to go for Claire, and it's intercepted, and that is very un-Julian Sand-like. Interception on the right side of the field. That's Caleb Patterson, a transfer from Pearl River Community College. And Patterson picks it off. And it's kind of like a very short arm punt, I guess. Option keeper Altmaier, left side, 35, 40, 45. Hit right away at the line to gain. They'll call him a yard short. Jermaine Matthews popped him. He took a shot, but he got 9 yards. Now a pistol look, Fegan up the middle. Blown up in the backfield. They'll keep him short. Arville Reese and Sonny Styles right there, 3rd and 1. See if the Buckeye defense can get off the field. Maybe Mason. It's not that they're necessarily choking. They just seem very complacent. To the right, tackled in the backfield by the strong safety, Jalen McLean, and they'll force a punt. Try to get a little coach mode here just to get the offense flowing. They've been calling weird running plays. Oh, what a punt. This thing's just going to sit at the 5, and the Buckeyes are going to go for a long field. Long field for the Buckeyes here. They have to hand it off just to hand it off. Up the middle. Donaldson, big run. Oof, got ripped down. Maybe a horse collar? Perhaps. Second and 1. Say it, turn around, give it up the middle. It's Donaldson again. Big gainer for the Buckeyes. 2 big runs. And they get 25 yards. They're up to the 30-yard line. Now we'll set up a little play action. Off of those runs. Hey, Wendell, welcome in. Little boot action. Quickly thrown to Max Clare, but caught. Actually lost. No, we gained 2, I guess. Caught 2 that time. 2nd and 8. Again, coach mode. I just call the play. I don't do anything else. Just to try to get them in rhythm a little bit. Motion coming from Jeremiah. When in doubt, look for Jeremiah. Sand. He'll fire long to the left side, and it's caught by Bo Jackson. We're going to get another holding call on Sareveld. Sheesh. There's got to be some kind of record for holding calls in this one. This has been nuts. Nuts indeed. Now a 2nd and 18 for the Buckeyes. Back to pass, a little RPO, and he'll be sacked in the process. Pressure again. It's the same guy. Durajayi's got 2.5 sacks. That was his 3rd sack for a loss, I guess, if you call it a running play. And Sand is officially cold. Now he'll step on the pocket, go deep to the left side. Jeremiah Smith, single coverage. Got it, Jeremiah! The 22, what a catch! The best player in college football, and he's not going to miss it twice in a row. What a throw, and what a catch. Yeah, the holding sire, but I'm not. It's not like I change it from week to week. It's just being weird today for reasons unknown to me. Well, Wendell, because he was their backup, and the Bengals were going to give him a 5th-round pick for it. So they took the 5th-round pick and ran to the bank. 1st and 10. They throw there to Max Clare over the middle. Again, to a division rival, I realize it's pretty wild. Whoa, that might have been operator error. I might have bumped it. First sack of the day. They're supposed to read that and throw it automatically, but I might have bumped the controller, meaning he was no longer going to do anything. Little RPO. Bounces off the back. Oh, boy. Don't love this for us. Jim, I don't think he didn't know about it. He just said it was surprising because Cincinnati called them. In the corner of the end zone, caught by Tate! Very similar to Illinois' touchdown. He bodied up the defender, Caleb Patterson, and he caught it in the end zone for a touchdown. Carnell Tate, what a catch. Buckeyes retake the lead. Look at this catch from Tate in the end zone. Man alive, saying, just throw it up there and give one of your super talented receivers a chance, and he just absolutely boxed him out like a power forward. Monster play there for the Buckeyes, and Coach Mode gets us into the end zone.
The kicker is on for the extra point.
Yeah, he was just saying that it was a surprise because the Bengals called them and were basically like, we want Joe Flacco. How about a 5th-rounder? And Andrew Berry's like, okay, let me talk to my guys. I'll get right back to you, kind of a thing. So it wasn't that caught them off guard. It was just like, I can't believe that a division rival would give you a pretty valuable asset for your backup quarterback who, let's be honest, there was no real intention of ever going back to Joe Flacco short of injuries to Dillon and Shedeur. So, and yes, earlier today on the Discord channel, we were chatting about the fact that this potentially opens up the door for Deshaun Watson later. Again, I don't think they want to play Deshaun Watson ever again. They may have to play him if there are tons of injuries, as Keegan's going to get a first down to the right side. If both Dillon and Shedeur get really hurt, then yeah, they're going to have to play him out of necessity because he's on the roster and they're paying him. But I don't think this means like, oh, they're going to try to give him another shot. You know, I mean, they don't want him to have to play quarterback, if that makes sense. Yeah, they've never done it before. Wendell's first one ever. Again, the bad fax machine keeping A.J. McCarron from happening in the Hugh Jackson era. We reached the 4th quarter here, guys. We talked a lot of Browns. This technically is a Buckeye sim. Appreciate you joining me. It's been an interesting game, too, so I'm going to try to dial in on the play-by-play here for the 4th quarter. Buckeyes just leading by 4, trying to defend the number 1 ranking, 5-0, and they are in on the road. Here comes Fegan. Valentine. He'll go white, and Igbonos, and he'll shut him down. 3rd and 4 coming up for the Illini now. Yep, and he gets to play Green Bay, the one team that he quote-unquote beat, didn't he? And he's going to get to play the Ravens at Baltimore again. They have to do a whole nother homecoming thing for him. First down across the middle to Beatty. But holding. It's got to be like 10 holding calls between both teams. This has been insane. Josh Geske, yet again, 3rd and 14. Well, he is still on the football team, Alex. Left side throw. And if he had been great, we would all love him. And we would be willing to look the other way on what may or may not have happened in his personal life. But because he's bad, it makes it really, really bad. And to this point, is going to go down as the worst trade in professional sports history. It's got to, right? When you think about all the other ripples that it caused, of course, the guaranteed contract, the injuries, is we're going to get another screen pass that shuts down. Illinois has really been good on their pursuit. Back to pass. Sand steps up in the pocket. Are we going to get holding again? Incomplete to the right side. Mylan Graham, and we are. Philip Daniels has been nicked a couple of times for a holding here in this one. Tough break for the Buckeyes. Back half the distance to the goal. Sets it up 2nd and 18. Sands alone. Pop pass across the middle. James Peoples. He can't get the corner. He'll lose yards. 3rd and 21. Let's dial up a deep shot to Jeremiah Smith. That's what I would do. It's been your best 3rd and 20-plus play so far today. Saying from in his end zone. He'll fire over the middle. Caught! Nope, incomplete. Good coverage on the play. Miles Scott, one of the 3 different defensive backs with the name Scott, does it, and now McGuire from his own end zone. Again, can't even get past the 50. Like, come on. Somebody who can boom the ball 50 times. And up the middle, Fegan. Trying to break tackles. Tackled by the Buckeyes, Lorenzo Styles Jr. Hey, applied, welcome in. Go Bucks. Tough game here. They've trailed a couple of times, come back each time. Now with a 4-point lead, can they hold on? Fegan up the middle again. Stiff arms Hicks out of the way. And he'll be tackled at the 34-yard line. Quad receivers to the left. Altmaier in a shotgun, pointing out defenders. Buckeyes look like they're playing man. Back to pass. They are playing man. Altmaier, QB keeper the whole way. To the right side, to the 30, 25. Holds the ball across the 23 for a first down. Oh, senior quarterback Luke Altmaier playing some inspired, gutsy football for his boys here. They're in field goal range once again. Cross the middle. Good tackle in space that time by Lorenzo Styles. Hank Beatty, the number 1 receiver, statistically for the Illini. And now we've got Caden Fegan, a direct snap look here, the little wildcat. Motion coming from Valentine, the other running back. They'll give it to him. Oh, he had wide, he didn't go. He could have gone wide, he cut it back in, and the Buckeyes stop it for a short gain. He had a bunch of green grass if he keeps running east-west in this particular case. Altmaier back to pass. Buckeyes rush 4. Pressure coming. Jackson, he'll sack it back at the 30. Kenyatta Jackson. Ryan Day said he should be back this week, therefore he's in the game, and he makes a massive sack here. And that's going to force Illinois to try to kick the field goal to bring it to a 1-point game. Kenyatta whipping that right tackle. Priestley has been called for about 17 holding calls today. And Jackson gets the sack back, and here comes Alano to make it a 1-point game. Phil Nagy on Sports joining you again. Appreciate all of my subscribers. Only place on YouTube where you're going to find simulated sporting events with live original commentary. Bummed that the Guardians didn't get out of the first round. It would have been fun to do Guardians postseason sims. Didn't have the time to do it. And all their games were at 1 o'clock. It made it very difficult to get them done. And they were very quickly. They happened like right after the season. So, also hockey starts up. We'll always do a Stanley Cup season. We may do a jump in here or there game for the Blue Jackets as well. It's the relative Nagy on Sports team. 9:21 to go. Buckeyes need to finish the game. Back to pass. Sayin. Blitz coming again. How many more times are they going to run that screen? They have not completed it once. That's at least 4 times they've run that screen, and it has not worked yet. Got to get the clock running here, Julian. He's back to pass. Good protection, fired right side. Caught by Brandon Innes, sets up a 3rd and 1. And most importantly, the clock runs. Could be Wendell. We'll see, got to go there. They're still 18, 19, 20-year-old kids. Crazy things happen. RPO left side, and it's first down. 35, 40, 45, 50, 45. He might go all the way. Brandon Innes, 30, 35, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10. And it'll be tackled at this 7-yard line. And that puts Sayin over 400 bills in the game. What a play. Gives him 2,000 on the season. And he beat a defensive lineman and then took the corner. What a block by Jeremiah Smith. Frees him up for another 30 yards. Oh, boy, what a play. Buckeyes, 1st and goal. Massive throw and catch. Brandon Innes on the RPO. That was huge. Applied. 8:08 to go. Take your time, Julian. Give it up the middle. Here comes James Peoples. He'll pick up a yard. Buckeyes leading by 1. Still got to try to punch this in the paint here. Cannot just settle for a field goal and assume everything will be all right. Hand it off again. Bo Jackson now. Juke move. 10, 5, 3, 2, and then down at the 2-yard line. And now they'll go heavy. I don't love this formation. Let's see if we can punch this in here. Up the middle to Brandon Christian, the tight end, and he'll be short. We got to make him go for this, right? Oh, they were going to kick a field goal. We got to go for this bad boy, right? Run it or pass it. Run it or pass it. Run it or pass it. Let's put somebody in motion, kind of get them confused, maybe. Bo Jackson! He's not going to get in! The Illini hold! Oh, brother! Gutsy call from Coach Nagy, and they don't get it. Oh, man. Come on, D. Bail me out here. Give me the safety dance. Up the middle. Fegan! No! He barely got out of the end zone. Look where the football is. It's literally touching the white line. Back to pass. Pressure coming. Fired over the middle. He'll get out of danger as he throws it to Dixon. 3rd and 3. Oh, man. Come on, D. Bail me out. Bail me out. Fegan out on the backfield. Left side throw. First down. He got Arkin, the tight end. Too much cushion for the Buckeyes on a 3rd and 2. I don't love that. First down, Illinois. They trail by 1 with 5 minutes to go. If they go down and kick a game-winning field goal with no time, that's on me for not taking the field goal that would have given them a 27-23 lead. Of course, forcing them then to have to go for a touchdown. Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Option keeper, and C.J. Hicks wraps him up for a big sack. Come on, D. 2nd and 13. Buckeyes trying to hold on to their undefeated season. Back to pass, Altmaier. Fired over the middle, caught. Styles got beat, but then a nice tackle by Downs, and here comes a big 3rd down, but the clock keeps running. Under 3.5 to go now. Still too much cushion here, Buckeyes. It's a 3rd and 1. They'll run Fegan up the middle. Fegan! I don't think he got it. He won't. And they're going to punt it away. Wow. Brett Bielema wants to punt it and let his defense try to get the ball back for him. This is crazy. We're going to go back to coach mode because I want to put this thing in chew clock. There we go. That's the most important thing I would like to be able to do. And snap it late in the clock. Otherwise, we're going to run the plays that they want to try to run. Bo Jackson, watch out. Juke move. Ooh, almost broke free. Of course, they're going to call timeout. So we get ourselves a first down. It could be over. Could be Quayton's. Jackson stays in the game. 2nd and 5. Punting there is a little bit wild applied. Bo Jackson up the middle. First down, Bo Jackson. Hold on to that football, kid. 2nd timeout called for Illinois. One more first down could do it here. 2-minute timeout, obviously waiting in the wings. Up the middle, Donaldson. C.J. Donaldson with a gain of 6. Last timeout for Illinois. .239. Appreciate you guys being on again. Phil Nagy. Nagy on Sports is the channel. Here comes Bo Jackson up the middle. Bo Jackson, first down. Juke move for Bo. Hold on to that football, and this will take us to the 2-minute warning. I don't have to snap it. I'm not going to, but the clock runs faster if I break the huddle. Could be. Oh, it says that I can go ahead and go to the QB kneel. Here it is. And, but now you want me to run plays? I don't get this. I don't understand that. If you're going to let me kneel, then let me kneel and just end it. It's one of the things I like about this game is you can just kneel with 1.5 minutes left. Bo Jackson again up the middle. Hold on to the football, kid. I was going to say, we can kneel twice and we're going to be fine. Just snap it with under 40 to go, Phil, and you'll win the game. Buckeyes going to come to Champaign, and they're going to survive. Whew, that was scary at times. Credit Illinois, they played a good game, but the Buckeyes survive and advance, and they will hoist the Illibuck, the wooden turtle, high into the air as winners of the Illibuck this year. Guys, appreciate you joining me. This one's a lot of fun. I know many of you will hop off. I will go through the stats. I will show you what our top 25 looks like. Jeremiah Smith, another monster day for him in this one. Buckeyes win. It's a 1-point squeaker of a win. And again, a couple of my coach mode management things didn't necessarily go the way we'd worked out. Appreciate the boys bailing me out on this one. Thanks again so much to all of my subscribers. You guys are the best. We'll get you with our Browns sim tomorrow. We'll see how Dylan Gabriel looks. He looked great in the sim last week.
He looked pretty good in the real game against the Vikings. We'll see what they can do when they go over to Pittsburgh for the Squealers this weekend. Let's look at some of these stats here. But thanks again for joining me, and we'll see many of you again tomorrow. For the Illini, how did Caden Fegan have two? Oh, because he had 2 pop passes on that. Anyway, Altmaier today, 23-28, 258, 82%, and a touchdown. He played well. The senior did. He also had 8 carries for 33 yards. 20 for 103 for Caden Fegan. He also had the touchdown. Khalil Valentine, the other running back, 3 carries for -3 yards. So he did not do as well. 6 for 111 for Hank Beatty. 5 for 41 for Tanner Arkin, the tight end. Valentine, 5 out of the backfield. 3 for Fegan. 3 for Colin Dixon. 2 for Hudson Clement. And 1 for Davin Stoffel. And that was the touchdown, a singular touchdown, when he jump balled against Igbenosin in the corner. Resitich, the free safety, going to pick up 13 tackles, as well as Xavier Scott and Miles Scott. I told you they had lots of Scotts. And then Caleb Patterson also with 10 tackles as well. Sacks today, 2.5 for Duran Jai, 1 for Gabe Jacost, the very talented. Look at that, 92 overall for the same linebacker. Half for James Thompson. The pick was by Caleb Patterson as well. Again, a rare Julian Sayin interception in this one. For the Buckeyes, Julian Sayin today, 30 of 40 for 400, 3 touchdowns, and again, that singular interception we just talked about. Bo Jackson, 15 for 71, 8 for 68. Both running backs ran hard today. Peoples with a couple as well. Touchdowns today, 2 of them for Jeremiah Smith. But how about Carnell Tate, 9 for 92 and a touchdown as well. He's 6'3", 191. You'll take that anytime. 8 for 89 for Ennis. He was very good, including 78 after the catch in this one. Max Clare, just 2 catches in this one, 2 for James Peoples, 1 for Mylan Graham in the game. 11 tackles for Lorenzo Stiles Jr., 10 tackles for Caleb Downs in this one, 9 for Matthews and Igbenosin. How about 5 TFLs right there for Kenyatta Jackson? He had a very nice day. He had 1.5 sacks. So did C.J. Hicks, and Bo Atkinson added the half. No turnovers for the Buckeye defense in this one. In fact, they were -1 on the turnovers, still got the job done. They're going to win this one 24-23. Again, I will show you what my top 25 looks like. I do match the outcomes of every single Power 5 game, and just to try to keep it the same. But obviously I can't control all 161 teams or whatever it is. So here's a look at what our top 25 looks like. Ohio State's still number 1 after taking care of Minnesota last week. Oregon and Indiana, that's going to be a big one this week at number 2. Miami beat Florida State, they're number 3. Ole Miss is number 4. Indiana number 5. LSU number 6. Texas A&M up to number 7, Oklahoma number 8, number 9 Alabama, number 10 Michigan, 11 Illinois, then Georgia, BYU, who's still undefeated, Texas Tech, who's undefeated, Missouri, who's still undefeated, Arizona State, who just lost a week ago. Iowa State's the one who lost to Cincinnati, because see, they dropped from 6 to 17 in our sim. Georgia Tech, Texas, who dropped from 5, now 3-2. They are playing brutally rough football. South Carolina, who's lost a couple times, Tennessee, Notre Dame, USC, SMU, and Nebraska at 4-1 has moved their way into our top 25. All right, guys, appreciate you being on. I'll quickly tell you what the Heisman watch looks like in our sim. No surprises here. Gunnar Stockton, Johnny Mateer, Haynes King, Devin Dampier, and Austin Simmons are your Heisman front runners at this point in our sim. All names that you recognize. All right, it was a lot of fun. Appreciate it. Again, thanks to all my subscribers. We'll see you tomorrow for some Browns action. Excuse me. Take care of yourselves. Today we'll say, go Buckeyes. You won that Illabuck. And as always, go Browns.